I'm like, I won't tell you what they call me, but it's a positive thing, because I'm like Santa Claus down there.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Erica, and today I'm gonna talk a bit about YouTube channels that exploit marginalized people. Now I know this can be a bit of a controversial topic, especially because it's like, on the one hand, you want to raise awareness for certain issues, but on the other hand, where does awareness and exploitation begin? And now I don't know the answer to that question. That's why I'm posing the question. But I came across a channel that I'm pretty late to the game in finding this channel, but it's called Soft White Underbelly, and it's by this guy named Laita, and he primarily interviews people experiencing homelessness and people that are mentally ill and like sex workers, and he does a bunch of that stuff, and he primarily works on like Skid Row, which is a place in LA where there's a large population of homeless people. But
By spreading so much goodwill, like I'm generous with these people I interview, and I'm generous with the pimps, and I'm generous with the gangs that control the neighborhoods, or whatever I have to do in order to go down there safely and not get hassled.
Yeah.
So I've and especially on Skid Row, I've handed out so much over the years that it's just I'm like, I won't tell you what they call me, but it's a positive thing. Because I'm like Santa Claus down there.
Yeah.
I guess he did this whole segment on this woman named Amanda Rabb, who was using drugs and having a lot of difficulty, and he worked with this other woman who came up with this technology that used virtual reality, and she was gonna give Amanda Rabb a scholarship to undergo this treatment. But his treatment is very controversial because it heavily relies on exposing people to their triggers. And also, the woman who does it is in her early 20s. To my knowledge, she doesn't really have any real qualifications to do that. I know her two sisters, she alleges that they have severe mental illness, so she may have that personal connection, but still, she, to my knowledge, is not trained. But whatever, she gave Amanda Rabb this scholarship to undergo this treatment, and
this is not going to be very lengthy, is it?
No, this is not going to be easy or lengthy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that first, yeah, I got you. I'm with you.
So, Lima and Larry.
Yes.
We have some.
And realized that she had passed away. It's been a really, really big shock for us. And my brain hasn't really been able to comprehend it. And announcing it makes it real, so.
It's hard to believe.
It's very hard to believe.
A few months later, we come to find out that Amanda Rabb passed away from a seizure or something, but it doesn't seem like she ever had seizures like before any of the whole thing doesn't make sense, and it's very upsetting, and you can watch other videos that really go into that. I know the channel BJ Investigates did a whole deep dive on this. She has multiple videos on it. I'm not gonna do that. I do not have the time or the resources to do that, to do not much of an in-depth research on this. But I'm not even gonna focus on I'm gonna focus more today on the ethics of having a channel that heavily focuses on these stories of people experiencing homelessness and people that are mentally ill and just people that are on the margins of society. Because the thing about this channel is, even though Mark Laita says he commonly gets demonetized by YouTube for his content, I'm sure he still makes money. Do I have definitive proof of this? No, but if I had to guess, he makes money somehow. Because he may not always get demonetized. I doubt every single video he's ever uploaded has been demonetized. And also he may get sponsorships and whatnot. And I know he was also on Joe Rogan's podcast, which we know how I feel about Joe Rogan. But
sometimes these guys come at me and they just, every day of the year, they're coming at me for free handouts.
Yeah.
I mean, I give away, I hate to tell you how much money I give out. Every single day of the year, I'm giving between $2,000 and $3,000.
Really?
Just giving out money.
Wow.
Not like fucking Santa Claus, but
I know
like,
what you're saying.
But it's, I'm a square white dude. I go into South Central to I interview a lot of the prostitutes on Figueroa Street, which is not Skid Row. It's South Central LA, very different neighborhood, but equally dangerous, probably more dangerous, in fact. I used to go down there and I'm worried about getting killed. People get killed there every day. There's gangs are thick.
Yeah.
And they see a white guy. I'm either a cop, I'm either an undercover cop, or I'm a trick.
Right.
And if I'm a trick, that means you can rob me.
Right.
It's like open season. Just come. I got a wallet full of money that I'm looking to spend on a girl, but they're going to hustle me or con me or rob me.
Right.
And the way that I can continue to do this almost 3.5 years now, and do it fairly safely, is by spreading so much goodwill. Like, I'm generous with these people I interview, and I'm generous with the pimps, and I'm generous with the gangs that control the neighborhoods, or whatever I have to do in order to go down there safely and not get hassled.
Yeah.
So
the point is this guy Mark Laita is profiting off of this, and he also is sharing these people's vulnerable stories on the internet. And yes, I'm sure to some degree they consent to it, but he does it in a way that, in my opinion, sensationalizes these stories and turns them into almost something entertaining for people to watch and be like, oh, look at these people, look at them, look at all these weirdos. And to me, that's kind of gross. To a certain degree, I understand needing to humanize people, because especially people experiencing homelessness and sex workers, those people are often dehumanized by society. So I do understand wanting to share their stories, but I think there must be a better way to do it. I mean, if the because I have seen some of the people Mark Laita has interviewed in the past. I've seen them creating their own channels and making their own videos. And so I think it would be much more empowering and something I wouldn't feel as icky about if they were telling their own stories and not having a camera shoved in their face and being interviewed by this man who is making money off of it and then working with people who may take advantage of them and then put them in this very controversial treatment. I just think that makes his whole channel sketchy, is the whole situation with Amanda Rabb, and it brings into question.
Human struggle is fascinating.
Yes.
It's not just drug addicts. Part of the reason I'm just doing drug addicts is because I'm in LA and Skid Row is right here. If I don't think about it, I'll just go to
His entire channel, because if he is willing to like force somebody into this treatment that's not even really a treatment, in my high opinion, then like, does he really care about these? Is he really doing it to spread awareness, or is he just doing it to make money and to get famous and for clout? And I know to a certain degree it's like, oh well, Erica, you're doing the same thing with this video, and that is true, and I feel icky about that too. But I also want to shed light onto this larger issue, because I do talk about influencers, and yes, he is an influencer, even if he doesn't want to be called one, but the Dad Challenge podcast, who also does things like he says he's spreading awareness about things when he's just really adding to the exploitation. And I do think there is something to be said about the difference between awareness and exploitation, and how to walk that fine line on YouTube or any other platform that you may be on. And again, I don't know the answer to this. I don't have all the answers. I don't pretend to. I'm not gonna sit on my high horse and be like, oh, I'm better than all these people. I know everything, and I know somebody's probably gonna use that clip and put it in a video and be like, look at this girl. She thinks who she is. But please know, if they do, that clip was taken out of context. But anyway, that is pretty much all I had to say for this video. If you learned something, or if you found it interesting, or if it resonated with you, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you would like to see more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.